I actually think one of the best things we did through that process is, and what I really liked about working with Rick was we didn't talk about the business at first. We first talked about my life and my future and my vision and where I wanted to be in 10 years. And it really helped me think, okay, where do I want to be down the road? What's important to me? What are my values? What do I want to accomplish? What's my legacy? Like those things. That really, it started with that. And that really helped me say, has set me up to go down the process. So it was more about, how do you realize your vision? How do you create a vision that's worth getting after? How do you sort of think 10 years what you want to be known for, understand your values, understand what's important to you, come and do, okay, here's where I want to be, here's what I value. You kind of pull that all together. Then I think when you start looking for the right business opportunity, but you have that sort of foundation, it just really makes the process simpler and smoother. And then you know which ones work and which ones don't, because there's a million different ways you could go in it. But if you have that foundation, I found that was the most helpful. In fact, when I talk to people about what I got out of it, I think that was one of the biggest things. Whether I ultimately would have bought a franchise and went into business by myself or not, it just helped me crystallize that part. So, yeah, I wanted a business that, could, but I could also do other things. I wasn't sort of married to the business and it consumed me. I have a career and, a pretty successful career, and I wanted to keep working in my career field, but also, find other sources of income, other ways to diversify, find different things. And so I was able to find a business that allowed me to do that. Always wanted to own my own business. In fact, I did start my own business right out of college. My brother-in-law and I at the time started a little business, and it was almost like a franchise, a little bit different, but the way it was set up was very similar. And we did it, and it went well, but it wasn't able to scale. It wasn't really ever become what we thought it could become. So we got out of it, and then you pursue your career, and they kind of keep you going, and they promote you, and you have the different opportunities, and kind of always in the back of your mind. And uh, but I'd always thought I wanted to run my own business. My two brothers run their own business. Just thought I wanted to do my own thing at some point, and then when the opportunity came, I kind of took it. Yeah, it's been about 2 years. I signed my franchise agreement about 2 years ago. We have a little bit of a lengthy development process, I would say. Just, we built a store, and so we had to do the site selection and find the store, and that took some time. And then negotiate. I learned a lot about, putting letters of intent in place and that process, and then actually signing a lease, and that just took a lot of time. And then you have to build it, and we had a pretty extensive build out, and that took some time, and then we had to lease it up. But I opened my first store probably about 14 months after I signed my franchise agreement, and now it's been open, I guess, 8 months or so, and it's going great. We're doing fantastic. I couldn't be more pleased. And just last week, I signed my lease on my second and my third. Yeah, super excited to keep moving that forward. Like anything worth doing, it's gonna be some hard work. It's gonna take some time. It's not gonna go as fast as you want. I think you think, oh, I can get this done in a few months and we'll just be up and running. It's gonna take some time, but then again, I think that's like worth anything. If it was super easy and took just a few, not much effort, then it probably won't be worth it. So I would say realize it is, you're serious about it. It is some serious work, but at the same time, I think it can provide great rewards. I think the process, just making sure you understand what you really want. Where do you want to be? Where do you want to go? I think that's super important. Spend the time. I think really spend the time to do that. You know, I think kick the tires on a handful of franchises. I looked at, I think, three or four pretty strong, pretty deeply. I think it's good to do that just to make sure you're aware of what's out there. I think the process where you talk to others who have bought in, other people who are already in the system, working in the system, is super valuable. They don't be afraid to ask them the hard questions. They'll be honest with you. They'll be super honest. I think that's important. That's a great time to find that out. So yeah, just if you're going to do it, dig in hard and spend the time, do the due diligence. It'll be worth it.